No, we're not live. You guys on Facebook are seeing this live.
Oh my God!
Like,
You're seeing the blunder.
This is what it's like.
No one knows what it's
One
like.
of every
It's not,
podcast.
it hasn't been this bad lately.
No, we've been good. We've been good.
Been drinking since 8 a.m.
All right.
No, we're not live.
Let's
you
go.
guys on
teach
Facebook
today?
are
I was
seeing
about to
this
say, is that
live.
Oh my
Jason?
God.
Or
You're
is
seeing
Jason?
it. This is Jason.
Welcome
This is what it's
to
like.
Continuous Outrage episode 44.
So guys, better
Again, we're
watch
doing
it.
this dual simulcast thing. We got Facebook here, pointing to you, Facebook, and we're also live on YouTube. So if you're watching on Facebook, go watch us on YouTube. It's a better experience.
Yeah,
for
you got
everybody.
better audio. Everyone can get involved in the chat there.
Maybe we'll have chairs on YouTube. Go check it out.
You'll be able to get
There's
see
a good
Tony's
chance
face
we won't.
every once in a while.
I'm betting we don't.
Chairs
But
there.
so we've got a jam-packed show tonight.
Oh, spring break. That's
We've
right.
got everything itemized down to the minute, just like always. We're
literally
gonna
never.
We're gonna kick off right now with a flat Earth discussion.
Oh yeah,
No,
it's
I'm just
flat.
kidding. Jason sent me a link today to a show called Tinfoil Tuesdays. So
My goodness.
Is that what we're turning into?
no, we don't want this to be Tinfoil Tuesdays. Maybe we'll make
John,
that
you're
another
more than
show.
welcome to watch both. I don't care.
Yeah, watch them both. Watch them both
please
at the
watch
same
both.
time.
Boost your
Please
viewer count.
watch both.
That's right.
So
Watch both multiple times.
Yeah, so comment to us on both platforms. Maybe not
Greg,
simultaneously.
You have your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
pull
could
up
use
the,
it,
pull
bro.
up the YouTube on there. I've got Facebook.
Well, Tony can tell us YouTube comments, right? That are important.
I can.
So,
Oh,
Lloyd, thanks for joining us, my friend. Okay, so we're going to be talking about a couple different things, but this weekend is a big 40K Age of Sigmar hobby event. There's no magic there, I don't think, Jake, so you probably won't enjoy it.
No, I won't be there.
Adepticon.
It is Adepticon, so this is their 10th or 12th year, or something like that. Been going strong for a little while.
Something like that.
I want to say 12.
There's been a lot of talk about them outgrowing their venue. It's in Chicago. I would love to see it
Well,
leave
they
Chicago.
were talking about. I was talking about. It's like their first year was like 112 people. Last year they had over 4,500.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
and
so
I'm
they-
sure it's going to be over 5,000 this year. It's just huge.
Have we ever thought about doing the show drunk? You ever
not this
considered it?
show.
I've
Not
never
this show.
considered it.
That would be a good show, I would have to say, but not
God.
this one in this
If you
place.
think we have technical difficulties normally,
Give us alcohol.
It's been getting better.
no, you're right. You're right.
Let's do a podcast where only Tony is drunk.
That would be
Only
hilarious. That would be hilarious.
We're not live for like 47 minutes. We're about to close out the show, and he's like, "All right, guys, we're going live." And
we should we probably should have a second show that we could fully get into
should
some of
just
the
do-
political
we're gonna
stuff.
need
We
a
should
bigger
just
show.
do 2-hour podcast.
What?
The
We're gonna
first
need a
hour is
bigger show.
Warhammer, the
More
second
than
hour is-
an hour, you think?
Second hour is
That'd be
Wider
some
range of
mumbo
topics.
jumbo movie stuff.
John Newsom's alive. What's up, John
he
Newsom?
is. He's not dead.
Okay, so Dakota, you really were chomping at the bit to talk about some Adepticons. So let's
Yes,
hear it.
yes. So
Let's hear it.
I was looking into some Adepticon stuff, and the first thing I really wanted to talk about, we were kind of talking about it on Facebook before we went live on YouTube, but they were talking about this list that's going to Adepticon, this Custodes list.
Are they using the best coast pairings like the LVO did?
No, I don't believe so. I don't know. They might be. I know they do battle points and like differentials and all that. I'm not sure.
I don't know if LVO or ITC does, because they're not ITC missions, right? Adepticon.
No, they have their own missions. Yeah,
I would love to see them all do like cohesive missions, wouldn't you?
That would be nice.
Like,
that
that
was
way if
actually
you-
something that another podcast I was watching was talking about. Like, someone needs to finally put their foot down, and have like some standardized missions
That are played
like,
at all these major
yeah,
events,
and
right?
things that are like GW needs to balance some missions.
missions,
like
right.
we've done a lot of balancing on models and armies and everything, but like now the actual missions that those models are going into. I mean, not that I think that they're terrible. I think a lot of the missions are good. I mean, granted, there
a
are
lot
some
of the book missions
some
are
off
fun.
ones.
That the problem is,
You know
like,
what, Jason?
need to
Damn it!
be
I
more-
was thinking about 17. I was thinking it might have been 17 years.
17 for
Yeah.
Adepticon.
Okay, but this Custodes
Time
list.
flies.
Man, Justin, we haven't done the back room in literally 37
Yeah.
episodes.
Who asked that?
Yeah, 37 episodes.
Justin Harris.
Justin is banned from the show.
Block him.
Block them, kick them
He's
out.
not on
Oh,
Facebook.
he's not
He's on
YouTube.
Facebook.
Oh,
He doesn't
man.
have the
immune.
power. So this list is pretty much based around
Or he's on
taking 3 of the Orion assault transports
The Orca bomber.
from Forge World.
you
Oh
seen
my
that
god,
model?
this thing. All right, I've got to walk
model
away
is
from
fantastic.
the chat for a second because I actually have the data slate pulled up.
What's it
Because
do?
they were asking me about because you guys aren't
Yeah.
familiar with what it is.
No,
Is that
what's it
Custode
do?
flyer?
Yeah, it is. There's actually a little picture of it.
Oh, I wanted to do Custodes
Kind of
next.
neat. Well, that's Forge World. So.
You don't want to
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah, no,
Is it bad?
It's,
It's like an
it's probably
$800
expensive.
model, at least.
And this guy's running
got
three
three.
of them.
I can afford it.
So give you a quick rundown. It's toughness 8. It's a flyer, so it's hard to hit. Neg 1 all the time. Has 22 wounds. Has a 3-up save and a 5-up invul. Okay. It can. It has 6 weapons. Really has three guns, but it has 2 of each of them.
Hold on.
Not twin. They're two.
No, yeah, he is.
This is crucial, and I think I know the answer to this question, but I am going to ask it. Does it ignore the -1 to hit penalty?
Of course it does.
Okay, good.
It's Custode
Yeah,
flyer.
fair.
Yes.
Fair.
And if
Of
it didn't, it
course
would hit on 3s.
It does.
Does it hit on 2s?
It does hit on 2s. It is. It does. It will. It can degrade to a 4 when you damage it enough.
After you
Yeah.
do 21 wounds.
Literally,
Probably like 16.
It's 1 to 5. It's hitting on 4s. But this thing is it's ridiculous because all of its weapons are none of them go lower than strength 6.
Pretty decent.
This thing
9,
is
7, 7,
so it
6.
has this twin lastrum bolt cannon. It has 2 of these, so it's going to be firing.
2 heavy 6.
Yep, 12 shots at strength 6 -2 1 damage.
Okay.
Okay. Then it's got this other weapon that's heavy 3, so it's going to be firing 4 of these. They're basically autocannons.
6 of these.
Or 6 of them, thank you.
It has 6 of them.
You
Well,
can't do
those
3
are-
times 2. 2 to
Yep,
Dakota equals
no,
4.
it's hard. And then it has another weapon
Wait,
that you
back
choose-
up. How many autocannon shots does it have?
It's going to be firing 6 autocannon shots.
Okay.
So
Okay.
12.
Yep. No. It's gonna be
6
It has-
autocannon
6 or
shots.
12. For
It's
God's
6
sake.
shots.
The weapon is heavy 3.
The
It has 2
people want to
of them.
know.
Okay, so 6.
Yeah, so 6. And then this last one, it's either just another version where it's going to be firing another 6, strength 7 -2 1 damage. So 12, or it can fire as a beam, which it's a single shot. It's strength 9, neg 4, flat 3 damage that rerolls wounds against vehicles.
It's a beam, so like old school beams.
No, it's just
Oh,
it's
it
a
just says
concentrated
beam.
shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's just
It's-
one shot.
yeah. Now again,
Well,
so
2 of them, right?
Hitting on 2
Yeah,
is
so-
rerolling
So
wounds.
Yeah, I
it'd be 2
get you.
shots.
I get you.
and this guy's gonna be running 3 of these.
But it's only 3 wounds though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
you can
it's flat
pretty
3
much
damage.
pick out a vehicle and just say, okay, that's not on the table anymore.
What's the neg on that?
4.
3?
Neg 4.
No,
All right.
no, you can. It's 3 damage.
But between yeah, but it has 2 of them, and then you're
Oh.
gonna have 3 of these on the table.
yeah, okay.
So that's gonna be 6 of those shots. Hitting on 2s at strength 9, it's pretty much gonna just erase vehicles like no one's business.
I would actually like to see that simply because I don't think that goes good against knights. I don't think
good against a Castellan.
No, I don't think that does good against knights. Period. It's got 1 strength 6 weapon that fires 12 shots. It does 1 damage. It's got 6 autocannon shots, which still wounds it on 5s. And
How
then
many
I don't think that does good.
multi-night lists are going to be at this tournament though?
They were like one of the most popular entries at.
Not multi-night lists. Castellans.
One Castellan.
Well,
but
something else
I
to
still
bear
don't
in
know,
mind, since Adepticon is a battle point system,
Yeah.
and it's all based on different.
I don't think
good against
hordes
a
are a lot
Castellan.
more popular in
No,
its
I-
meta.
Oh, okay.
Because hordes are good scoring armies typically.
Okay.
So the Orion assault transport is more based around just mowing down
I think
tons
that
of
would
things.
be
Yeah,
fine in
and
the
it-
meta.
That would be fine.
Plus,
I think
mean,
that would be fine.
Plus,
in that meta,
it's
but
got 24 neg 2 1 damage shots.
I thought it was 12.
Yeah, but it's got two of those.
I thought you said okay. I thought I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you said
No.
it was originally heavy 6.
Well, I'm saying because you're not going to be firing the beam at nights, right?
No, it wouldn't be good against
Yeah,
knights
no,
simply
so you-
because
so
even if
use
there's only
the-
one knight, it'll be
So
a 4
you
up
use
and
the
roll.
heavy 6 profile, which is basically a carbon copy of the other gun.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
So
it's 24
assault
strength
cannon
6.
shots.
Well, they're -2.
-2 instead of -1.
So,
I mean, it works well for my riptides. So that's great. The only thing is, it works well for
it's
my
a
riptides
transport,
because
too.
it's-
Yeah, it is. I don't
mean-
know what else he had in the
He's
list.
probably not bringing very many actual custodes.
to transport. No,
He's,
probably
I mean,
not.
honestly, the rest of his list is probably like a guard element. I mean, because he's only got roughly less than 800 points.
Well, he's got
to,
three
currently
Lord.
there, he's got 4 command points also. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know
he's
how-
got 6. 3 Lords of War.
Oh, oh yeah, you're right.
That's
You're right.
He's got 6.
No, they're fly. Oh, they are.
He said they were
So
Lords of
hang
War,
on, are they Lords of War or
they
Flyers?
are Lords of War.
so it's 6.
That's really weird. That's weird.
What's the name of this model?
The
Oh, my bad,
Ryan-
Jason.
He said the dude who got freaky close to the camera. It freaked him out when he
I want to
panned
go
to
check.
Tony.
I want to go look at the
it
comments.
freaked me out. What's the name of the model, Dakota?
Oh,
Tony,
the
what's it?
Orion assault transport.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's pretty nasty. Plus, again, toughness 8, 22
What else is
wounds.
Yeah, I
in
don't-
this?
I
You
don't
don't
disagree.
know?
I don't know what was in the rest
Okay.
of it.
I don't-
This was just like the
Is
point
that what
that
you were
was talked
texting
about.
Joel about?
Yeah, I was texting Joel earlier. That this thing existed because Joel and I were talking about the model a little while ago.
I don't disagree, but I do think there's some better firepower out there that can do that. That's just better than that.
You're
But
right.
that's got more
So-
staying power though.
That's true. That's true.
with neg 1 to hit it.
No,
and,
yeah,
and it has a 4 up
absolutely.
a 5 up invul
and a 3
inherently.
up save.
Do they have any stratagems for them?
I mean, nothing that's
nothing
outside of
particular
the
for
custodian.
Well, I know all those rules got ported over. I don't know if they added any stratagems for that.
They-
stuff.
I think
did.
it was
They just put
strictly
out the
from
data
Horus
slates.
Heresy. Yeah.
So out of Adepticon, GW's been doing this thing since 8th edition was announced, really, where they have built up this presence where they go to these events. Why are you shaking your head, bro? Clever. Poor Jaden just got locked in the bathroom.
No, it's not James Perkle.
Oh, okay. Not poor Perkle. then.
People have been doing that ever since I did it to you.
Did you do it to me first?
I did.
At any rate, I was locked in the bathroom by my brother.
That
No,
sounds
so
weird.
GW's been going to these big events, and they've been not.
you
It's
realize
not
it's a
leaking.
problem,
when
though?
you,
Jason, is it a house strat? I thought it was. Jason said that there's a knight stratagem that ignores negative to hit on a flyer. But is it
that
a?
would
I could
just
believe
destroy
it.
those things,
I don't think
right?
it's a. I don't think it's a house specific one. I think it's just.
Just a stratagem they have.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Anyway,
Well, but yeah, I mean, yeah, you could easily just say, "Hey, Castellan, go murk one of those flyers over there this turn." You totally could.
How much is it selling?
604.
604. Yep. Okay. Anyway, GW
could-
goes to
wait.
these events and they announce new stuff.
Yeah.
Go ahead, finish your thought, Jake. I don't want to cut you off.
No, we're good.
All right. So yeah, Castellan could easily kill one of those. As long
in
as
one
Oh,
turn?
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
So,
Easy.
so
Castellans
could
are
2 of
crazy.
them kill Castellan?
Probably
Probably
not.
not.
Not
seems
not
like
a
a
maxed out
problem.
Castellan.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. No, that's why I'm not overly impressed, just because of.
Because they're 440 points. And
Yeah,
they,
but it's still gonna have. You're still gonna have 2 more of them.
It'll be great. It's like
that's what I'm saying, though. But like,
smoking through hordes. But other than that, though, I just don't like to spend that many points on your army.
You can still bring a lot of scoring guardsmen with those 3.
I mean, that's fair.
And those things are going to take all the shots where your guardsmen.
And that's fair.
The normal meta, like if you're not playing a Castellan guard list, Dawn Eagle jet bikes are going to be scary to those because they'll just be like, I can fly too, and they'll take those big custode brethren.
But I mean, like these things are going to be. I think they're going to be the bane of some of like some lists out there.
it's a meta buster, right?
Because well, I mean, there are these.
You got to be able to deal with big things, but not 3 flying big things.
Yeah, and a lot of lists out there are like, especially the demon ones. They're like, I'm gonna have a ton of plague bearers. I'm gonna have bloodletters. I'm gonna have Zangors, and they can't touch them. They literally can't do anything.
I didn't hear Poxwalkers in that.
Because you will never.
I hope somebody brings 100 Poxwalkers to.
Adepticon.
I hope
you're-
they
they
do.
might,
you're-
but they won't. They
Yeah,
won't.
you're
You won't
I hope
never
they
see
won't.
the
0
list.
and 10.
I wouldn't put it.
Oh, right. I mean, Grey Knights have been just bad the entire time. Like
Yeah.
Grey Knight, there's nothing in there. That's good.
Grey Knights need to get their 2.0.
Grey Knights are officially the worst army in the game. In
yeah,
the math,
right.
the
So-
math.
Grey Knights are the only army in the game where like like this is gonna sound bad, but like in 7th edition, if you went up against like Tyranids normally, you would scoff and be like, okay.
Yeah.
If you went up against orcs, you'd all right. Grey Knights are the only army in 8th edition that I can actually say that's a thing.
But
Yeah.
they can smite like a bunch of times.
Yeah,
No,
and
who cares?
For one wound.
Who cares?
Congratulations, you killed 11 cultists.
You killed one guy.
I still think that somebody that was competent and played a lot of Grey Knights could do well
Assuming they allied in the appropriate things, I agree with you.
Who knows? I mean, a guy did well at the LVO with Necrons, and Necrons aren't.
I mean,
considered very
Necrons
good.
have. I mean, statistically, Necrons have not been doing bad. I mean, there was a guy at LVO who he was just shy of making it to the finals.
Yeah.
He was like.
I think that was the guy I'm
Yeah,
thinking about.
I mean, Necrons didn't have a bad showing. I mean, Chapter Approved helped them out a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, they're certainly not like top tier at the moment, but they're not as bad as they were earlier in the
No,
generation.
no.
Like they were a lot worse off.
Well, they were terrible in the index.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
were the worst
Index
on
was
me.
awful. They were
It was
bad.
ba-
They
it was
were
bad.
they were worse than Grey Knights in the Index.
Oh, absolutely.
Were
Okay. Yeah, I think so.
Necrons
I
are
think
a
so.
hard counter for Gene Stealer Cult. They have a rough time.
Are
They have so much Neg 1 AP all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, Gene Stealer Cult have a hard time wiping out the entire units.
Not to
in
mention
one
right.
fell swoop.
Not to
That
mention-
hand flamer thing will though.
Yeah, then you've got.
3-inch infiltrate or deep strike.
Oh no,
whatever it is.
that'll kill. You know, there's a Gene Stealer Cult list going to the Adepticon I want to talk about too when we get to that.
God.
But no, he's right. They do have a hard time against them.
I can imagine Tesla being a huge problem for him too.
Oh yeah, no, Tesla is awful because
I mean, it's
strength
just
4,
so
it's
many.
turning
Strength
into-
5.
Well, at any rate, it's wounded him on third.
Yeah,
most,
yeah.
you're
That's a
wounding
good
him on
point.
threes and it's exploding. Oh man, no, they
Fire 20
they
shots,
have a
get
hard
30.
Jake, you
hits,
got to
yeah.
start playing some more 40K, man.
I'm
you're
lost.
Totally lost over here.
Lost in
Got
all this.
nothing to
You
add.
guys are just bouncing off each other.
Start a chaos army like me, man.
Anyway, so GW is going to be announcing some things, and so is Fantasy Flight, by the way, Legion wise at
Adepticon.
Oh, do you think Legion is going to announce the new armies? Like they're going to finally show them?
I don't know.
You're talking about like the Trade Federation?
Yeah, Trade
Yeah,
Federation
the
Republic.
Clone War expansion or the
Dude,
the Clone Wars
if they're going to do it, Adepticon's the place to do it.
well, I don't know. Gen Con might be more.
I don't. Okay, I'll give you that.
Because at Adepticon they've got to share the spotlight with GW. Gen Con it's all board games.
Yeah.
Fantasy Flight's king there. What I would love, as far as Legion's concerned, I would love for them on Thursday night to say, here it's coming out. It's available the weekend of Gen Con. I would love that. Not going to happen.
No,
Not going to happen. But who knows what they're going to announce for Legion? But what do you guys think they're going to announce for GW stuff? I want to talk about Age of Sigmar too.
I mean,
100% without a doubt, they will announce a new Chaos Sorcerer.
A new Chaos what?
Sorcerer.
you think so?
Absolutely. They teased it in one of their non-demon engine rumor
A
engines.
new sorcerer?
Yeah.
We just got a new sorcerer.
New Chaos Sorcerer? No, we didn't.
Well, he's a.
guy's not a chaos sorcerer?
He's a type of sorcerer, I suppose.
Oh,
he's a master of
he's
possession.
he's a psyker. He's a psyker, right?
He-
but he's not. No, he's no. They.
He's
the
not.
hell's the
He's not a
difference?
chaos sorcerer.
The
but he's
the
a,
actual
What's up, Harold Randall?
Legion.
the actual psychic discipline that you get to use. He can't use the Space Marine psychic discipline. He has to use the Malefic one.
I mean, they could announce the Space Marine 2.0 book.
They could.
That'd be pretty boring. Like Chris Riley commented on the Facebook group earlier, like Space Marines or Sisters. I hope they don't waste this opportunity to tell us more Space Marines or Sisters are coming because we know both of those are true.
Well, I mean, we don't know without a doubt. I mean, Space Marine, they're definitely going to get something.
Well, we know Sisters are coming too this year.
Yeah, we do. But and I don't think they're gonna do that. I mean, unless they came out and set a release date, but it's way too far
The
away.
rumor it's
gonna be Q4. I think.
The rumor I saw
Probably.
for Space Marine, the new Space Marine book is not until the end of the year.
Really
That's just the
You
rumor
know what?
I saw.
That's I think that's the rumor I saw too. Is probably
gives them
the
a
same
lot of time to
one.
bring out more stuff.
Yeah. Well, they need to finish up.
They're going to get more than the 2.0 treatment. Like that's going to be a whole new book.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if what they do is they just cut out all the normal Space Marine stuff and it was like, here's your Primaris Space Marine Codex.
They probably need their own.
And then
I
they
don't
will
think
launch,
they'll do that yet.
And
though.
then they'll launch a bunch of new Primaris Space Marine models. I could totally see.
So
them.
when are they going to start playing the old bugle for regular Space Marines then?
Yeah.
Not for a while.
How does it, how
they've
does it
already
feel if they create like another Space Marines Codex like already? Like
Well, I mean, all the
It's
codexes,
been over 2
all
years.
the codexes will be done now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Once
because Yanari's
Sisters come
going
out.
index, which we can talk about
yeah,
that too.
that's
Yeah, that
I
was
really hope
leaked.
they don't announce Yanari either. I hope it's something that
it might be
that we
something
haven't
totally out of
seen.
left field too.
Yeah. What
It
if
might
it
be
was 9th
something-
edition? It won't be 9th
yeah,
edition.
it won't be
Ninth edition.
won't be 9th edition.
I-
They
next year
already
could be
talked
9th
about not
edition.
doing any huge
Possibly.
rules.
Yep, 2020 Adepticon could be 9th edition.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Harold, what do you think of the possibility of a Free People book getting announced?
Free people book.
It's Age of Sigmar.
Yeah. While he responds,
I have no
would
idea.
like
what-
that.
while he
Sigmar
responds, we
is-
got comments from Chris Riley. He says Tim needs a tinfoil hat. He also says
Is that
he will
YouTube?
bring alcohol. Tim
Squats.
and Brad drunk talking about 40K would be epic. He also says he thinks this list could really crush the Eldar lists.
Chris
The,
said that.
Yes.
The he's probably talking about the
I need to
the
get
Orions.
a tinfoil hat to wear on Tuesdays.
No, I mean like
Yeah.
the only thing about
Tinfoil
the only
Tuesday.
thing I'd be concerned about with the Orion gunships is like Jason pointed out earlier, Dark Reapers. They would they would dirt nap it quick.
Oh yeah, no. I don't
Granted,
disagree
they
with
would be
that.
wounding it on 4s, but you know Yanari.
Yeah, I mean, if we are
Lloyd,
going
what
back
did you
to
say?
that
Emperor's
Orion-
what?
New Groove.
Children, oh, you know what?
Emperor's New Groove.
It
He's
could.
like,
Emperor's
That's actually really
Children.
funny.
Emperor's Children was a possibility that I was thinking about, but then I saw in that.
you have been so non-committal with answering this question. You're
Well,
all
well,
Space Marine. That
well,
Could be this,
It's all
could be
a possibility. Like I really don't. I don't know what it's
I
going to
think
be.
we'll see it at the very least a new Chaos Sorcerer, simply because it was something they teased months ago, and nothing's even been. shown about
I
it.
don't think that they'll do that
I
because
think they
they're
were-
probably going to spend this on something that's going to be a little bit further away. A new Chaos Sorcerer
Maybe.
would be imminent. Like it'd be right
That's,
around the corner.
I mean, that's fair. I guess they'd probably be like a. I mean, they're calling the Havoc and what was it, the Havoc and Obliterators kit Wave 2 of the Chaos release. So that very well could be like Wave 3. But like, so take the
I agree, Harold.
but take the Master of Execution for instance that they're just launching out now.
Someone commented that.
His mask was actually a rumor engine from months ago around the same time. Yeah.
Lloyd, was there a new Keeper of Secrets model teased?
No.
well,
Which one's the Keeper of Secrets?
That's the
he's
Slanesh.
he's the
That's
last greater demon.
Yeah, that's the Slanesh Lord of Change.
Oh man, you realize how
Bloodthirst.
cool that model's gonna be. And GW has.
Do you know
basically-
how many tits it's going to have?
Whoa!
brother breast?
How mu-
GW has not shied away from the boob.
Well, yeah, but
The
they,
new
they're,
Slash models, they've got them on there. They're not scared.
It's really
of them.
weird if they went
That's
their
fine.
whole campaign
No, I
for
agree.
like
I mean, I think.
Warhammer for kids. Whole
Well,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
Warhammer for kids is just a weird thing in general. Just because, like, they talked about Necrons, and I'm like, do these kids know what flayed ones are? Like, flayed ones themselves are really
See,
scary.
they just stay away from flayed ones. They stay away from Slanesh.
Yeah, I mean, well, you just kind of have to stay away from most of that demon section in particular.
Well, yeah. To be honest, if you send
Like-
your kid into a store, like, yeah, what are you gonna get? Oh, I'm gonna get the demon book.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. Go ahead, Johnny. Like,
Yeah,
you
I
might
mean-
want to steer them away from demonic dark forces in the first place.
Yeah,
you
I
can't be
mean-
upset if the demon model is.
demonic looking.
Yeah,
I think as
Well, like the one
I think
she's
if I
playing the
got the-
harp with the guy's ribs, like that's the most demonic
Dude, that-
model.
that
there
is-
I don't think
that
that's
is-
that's like his skin. If you look, she's
No,
got.
I know, but she's got like his ribs are the apparatus for the.
Oh,
and then
really?
the connective tissue is what she's playing.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah,
see
no,
what
it's
you're
messed
saying.
up.
So I think if I was a kid
you're
and walked into a store, I'd probably gravitate right to corn demons. Like just knowing how I
They
was
go
when I was
right
a
to
kid.
corn?
I would look at the wall, be like, I want those.
I want the most
badass-
metal thing you have here.
I
All
want
right,
those badass-
corn demons.
I feel
Check
like-
this out. This one guy with a big battle axe.
So
Hey,
like,
can we
Corn
just give
demon.
a shout out to GW for naming corn things? They've got 2 game systems where they have to name every unit in the books something with gore or blood, and they keep doing it.
they do. They keep churning them out.
You know,
Or-
that gets
or skull. They-
that gets confusing sometimes though, because when
Oh,
you
I
see
can imagine.
when you see a model that has the word blood or gore or skull
So
in it,
all
you're
of
like,
them?
and you're like, that's not a chaos model. Your brain nearly implodes just out of frustration and confusion.
I was like, when I first started coming here, I was like in love with the Lord of Skulls model.
It's so cool.
When he's like riding on like a tank, like he's half tank, and
Yeah.
there's skulls everywhere.
You know, he can be part of that new specialist detachment for Chaos.
Oh crap! You can.
He can.
Oh my god! You
what's
could
the
run
new-
the. You could
what's
the
the new
Lord
specialist
Discord.
attachment?
The Lord Discordant.
Yeah,
What's
he-
KOS?
buffs them.
KOS.
Keeper of Secrets.
Keeper of
Yeah.
Secrets. Yeah, the old model is
What's
better.
the new
Lloyd, you're right.
specialist?
Actually, it looks
Attachment.
really
The
cool.
new specialist attachment. That
Lloyd says, give us a new $130 model. Give it to us.
we'll buy it. There was one where you
Yeah,
can you can make it like charge or advance and charge. So like that thing could be doing that. You could
That thing might be able to do that.
I mean, it might be already. You can
It used to
double
be
the wounds
888
characteristic
points.
for
It
the
damn
purpose
well
of
better
like
be
its
able to run
damage
and
table.
charge.
Well, I'm
Wait,
talking
wait,
about
what?
like
For the
I
purpose
think
of
it
like its
currently
damage
can.
table.
Like,
Sure
without-
it can.
yeah.
How
Yeah,
many
yeah.
points is
So
that?
like,
600
if it's like
So
super
a lot.
damage,
20,
you
yeah,
can
still a
spend a
crap
command
load,
point
no
and
one's
like
running it.
move it up
Holy
in the
crap.
charts.
Kind of like an Imperial Knight,
So
honestly. but-
Harold up here says he believes we'll get a new Age of Sigmar faction. And let me tell you, if that's elves, if that's new elves, if
They're-
it's new elves,
They're
What?
gonna
Tell-
say. I think they're gonna say
please
something
proceed with
about.
your
I don't know what else to
statement.
say.
Well, I mean, they've been rumoring light elves for a long time.
You realize how cool those could look?
Yeah.
Like now, I've said this a few times. Like, I play high elves, and I love the epic high fantasy kind of like Lord of the Rings, Tolkien type elves. As much as I like the Deepkin that came out last year, they just don't have that elf feel. You know
Well,
what I
they're
mean?
kind of new, right? They have like
Well,
a very
it-
different.
it-
Well, I mean,
they're
but
following the
he's saying
GW
they don't
pattern.
really. They're not elves.
Well, they
Yeah,
are
exactly.
elves. They are.
Yeah, no, they are, but they
Yeah,
don't.
but it's an
feel-
afterthought.
Yeah, they don't feel like elves.
Yeah, there are people riding
So you
eels.
want
and you're
more
like, oh, they have
elves?
pointy- Well, yeah. I mean, like, because the two new updated elven factions we have are Daughters of Cain, which are basically corn women.
Yeah.
You know, so they're not very elvish at all. And then the Deepkin, they're bad guys too. You know what I mean? There's like, there's none of that traditional elven.
Would it be
kinda-
crazy if they ever add a fifth demon legion?
Fifth
That'd be
Chaos God?
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, in Age of Sigmar, the rat people, what the hell are they called?
Skaven.
I just got whooped by Skaven the other day. Darian dominated me. Holy
Did he?
crap!
Did he actually
Yeah,
get some,
we
or was he
used-
borrowing?
He used some of Chuckle's stuff.
Yeah.
But Thankful and Bone Ripper is stupid against. It, oh my god! So Thankful and Bone Ripper rolls 4d6 for every model that's within 8 inches in the target unit, and every 4 up is a mortal wound. So mathematically, you're doing 2 mortal wounds for every model in range. Okay. Now in Sigmar, they all spill over.
Well, they are mortal wounds too, so they.
But they spill over in
that's
40k
true.
too.
That's true.
But-
So, like, just units of. I had a 40-man blob, and he's like, good night. He's like, well, only 26 die because only 26 are in range. I was like, nope, bro, that's not how it works.
Wait, that's not. That's dumb.
They're going to have to do something about it.
I'm glad that doesn't exist in 40k. That's just silly.
But they're going to have to change it. Now, it is a unique model. It's also 400 points. Anyway, I got dominated by the clan folk. But anyway, you were saying a 5th Chaos God.
Yeah, would that be?
Skaven, their god is a horned rat, and he's chaos.
Actually, what?
And
I meant a
it's-
demon god.
I know what you meant.
Actually, so
don't know how to
what a
say it.
lot of people have been theorizing over the very long years of 40k's existence is that the next chaos god, the next divine entity won't be a chaos god. It'll be the emperor himself.
You know what? I have never once thought about the addition of another god.
Harold, I better
I've
get
never
the new
thought about
elves.
that.
I
Chaos
better
God?
get.
Yeah, I've never.
I
Even
don't
with
think
that
they'll do
damn
it.
Griffin.
I don't
No.
think they'll do it.
He could.
Thom's
Well,
watching.
They could, and it's very well possible, but I don't think they'll do it.
Has Slanesh always existed?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
or
for the most part.
but like there wasn't some like.
there was always the Slaanesh's realm of what's it called? I can't even remember what it's called anymore. But basically, Slaanesh's realm of chaos has always existed, right? They're all interconnected.
Right,
and
but
whatnot,
I'm saying that like
Slanesh is the newest one because
yeah,
the other
Slanesh is the
created it.
youngest god, but like I'm saying did GW basically be like, hey guys, here's Warhammer 40k and here's all 4 gods.
I think
so,
they
yeah.
probably all. I don't think they came out pre-packed. I'm sure that. I mean,
Right.
I don't know. I wasn't there 30 some years ago, but they were.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they were rolled out like, oh hey, we could push a new god in. You know what I mean? You know
How
like
long
lore
has
is
40k been a game?
40k. I mean, Rogue
30
Trader wasn't technically 40k. It was more of a role-playing system. But yeah, 30
30
years
years
basically.
roughly.
Was there a game that preceded that? Like I heard a lot about 30k. Is that like a
No, 30k came out much
Forge,
later.
That's a Forge World game where you play during the Horus Heresy.
Was that did
Which
that
horse-
come
It's
out
actually called
after
Horus
40k?
Heresy,
Yeah.
not 30k.
So
No,
30
no.
so 30k is like
like a prequel.
a prequel, yeah.
And it's about because like all the foundational lore for 40k takes place during the Horus Heresy. Like that's the whole reason where we are where we are.
For the
Yeah.
most part,
You know
yeah.
the Zerg
At least
from
on the
StarCraft.
Imperial
Yeah,
Chaos.
on the
based off
Imperium
of
and Chaos
Tyranids.
and side, and even for Even for Eldar and stuff too.
I think the lore in
And
40K
Necron.
is fascinating. Like it's
I love
one
it.
of my
It's
favorite
cool.
parts of the.
They've done a
Really
really good job
cool.
of stealing from other people and making it their own.
Well,
everything
No, I get
is
it. There's
stealing.
nothing new
I mean,
under the
what's-
sun.
well,
right?
I mean,
look at
what's-
look at
what's-
Marvel
yeah.
and DC. Look at how
Yeah,
much they
right.
steal from each other.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it was less of an indictment, more of a heaping of praise, because like they have taken different concepts and turned them together and made their own unique thing.
Yeah, sure. I mean, and they've made their own unique stuff out of what they
said
have to begin with
1987.
anyway.
And
Like,
they've even done better in the last
1987
couple
is
years.
how long
Yeah.
it's been going
Yeah, I
on.
just looked it
Since
up.
87?
yeah, so
32 years.
32 years. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
so longer
That's
than us.
wild.
That's
it's more than
crazy.
89. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, you know what? We just had the 30-year anniversary.
Yeah.
They came out
Yeah.
with that Space Marine model. Now that I think about it, God, it was 2
Wow.
years ago.
So, I mean, what do you think is going to get announced? Do you think it's going to be a 5th Chaos God?
No.
No,
right.
it won't be that big.
What do you think?
But
it'll
you
be?
know what? Like
I
the
could- I
death,
could see a
the
new
death of the
Sigmar
Emperor
faction.
being a 5th Chaos God, that would
Yeah,
be that'd be
yeah.
crazy.
I mean, he wouldn't be necessarily a Chaos God, but he would be the next
Won't
divine
he just come
entity.
back, though?
I don't think so.
I thought he was immortal and just keeps getting reincarnated.
Well, actually, he's still technically. I mean, he's a vegetable currently, and they keep him going by basically feeding him psychers.
Right. Some of the lore behind that, or like the innuendo behind it, is that like, the High Lords of Terra are keeping him alive because if he dies, he'll be reincarnated and he'll clean him out.
Oh,
so
really?
so as a form of corruption, they're
interesting.
keeping him alive because he can't really do anything.
The
right now.
other thing I heard was they're keeping him alive simply because if he dies, so the Emperor is essentially
most powerful psyker.
Well, he is basically humanity's connection to the warp for all other psychers as well. So if he dies, they lose their whole connection to the warp, which means warp travel and any other huge.
So the entire empire is now disconnected.
Yes, and in huge trouble.
Isn't he just
do you
like in
think,
isn't his face like just in a chair, just chilling?
Yeah, he's just literally like
Have you ever
a
seen-
corpse vegetable.
Have you ever
on-
seen a model of Chaplain Cassius?
No.
Okay, well he doesn't have a face.
Yeah.
it's basically the
What
Emperor.
were you gonna say?
But he's a
do you
chaplain.
think Forge World will ever come out with a Horus Heresy model for the Emperor?
Maybe
I hope
one
not.
day.
I always entertain the idea if they ever make a model of Korn and Nurgle and
Well, those would be
like
like
those wouldn't like.
You couldn't.
Yeah, you.
Like,
I
that
don't
would be
think
the
you
Emperor
could,
too, right? Like you can't
would-
like.
Well, no,
The
Emperor
Emperor
would,
did exist physically.
Yeah,
though.
he was.
Yeah,
Like he
actually-
was still
yeah,
the
he
size of a
fought and killed
Primarch.
Horus.
Like he'd still
That's
be
fair.
he'd still be about the size of Gilliman. Like
I
the
thought
way
he
he
was
is now.
much bigger.
Well, I mean he was bigger,
I thought he was
but
like 30 feet tall.
I think he may be
was-
a head taller. I think he in the pictures. I think they show him about a head taller than Horus.
no,
Well,
yeah,
that makes it a little more conceivable that you could hide amongst humanity, right? If you're 30 feet tall,
yeah. Now,
No, no, I don't think it was 30.
Because
That's a big dude.
there's
that's what
actually
I'm saying. Like,
a
I'm just
book.
gonna hide out in the
Yeah.
mountains of Tibet. There's a 30-foot tall guy.
Well, I mean, then you just become a folklore, the ogre
Right.
that lives up there, or the 30-foot sage, but you ain't hiding.
I don't know. The one that walked down the streets of Italy was
I
about
could
30
see that
feet.
Harold.
What'd you say?
The one that walked down the streets of Italy was
yeah,
about 30 feet.
you know that Harold makes a good point. Like they're coming out with the final arc of
Do you know
the
who
Horus
Harold
Heresy.
is?
Oh, he's Harold Randall.
Okay.
2 first names.
You said the final arc of the Horus Heresy.
Yeah, they're coming out with that.
Yeah,
they're
this
launching
year,
that soon,
right?
like the Assault of Terra.
That'd be cool. So, well,
Or
maybe
the Siege of Terra.
Well, maybe
rather.
you'll see a emperor. I mean, if that would be the time you see him, because that's
Yeah.
obviously when the emperor struck down Horus. So, but yeah,
Yeah, like he's just trying to pick a spot.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm worried about. So I told Sarah to grab him. So let's see. What Lloyd say?
He was talking about
Got
how like
him.
they're getting into
Got him.
the final stages of the heresy.
Yeah, my biggest concern
Harold-
with the
Harold said I'm
Emperor
Batman.
being a model is that means he has to have rules,
That's
and that's a terrifying proposition.
Yeah.
no, I mean no that yeah, but
I don't-
They have all sorts of wild rules for like warlord titans and stuff.
I
Yeah,
got you.
like,
So,
he
so
could
then
be-
you're gonna say, okay, anything that shoots the Emperor wounds on a 6 after 4 rolls.
well, I mean,
4 consecutive 6s.
Well, I
I
mean,
mean,
they have rules for all the other.
that's-
or I shouldn't say all of them, but majority of the other Primarchs.
yeah, I don't think you'll see the. I honestly I think I side with Tim on this one. I
just think
I
he's-
would hate to conceptualize the emperor into rules.
And he would also,
I mean,
suppose.
because
No matter how good he was?
that means he has to be able to die, and no.
and no
Just
matter how
no.
good he is, he's not gonna be up to some people's standards.
Right,
Harold,
yeah.
Harold wanted to let you know that he's Batman.
I know who he is.
He's Batman.
I know that.
Then he's not doing a very good
I
job.
want to interject.
That's fair. That's
'cause
really
I love the I'm Batman thing. Right? Have you guys ever seen the How It Should Have Ended YouTube videos?
Oh yeah.
I have not
not
seen
that
one for
It's-
Batman. I'll
well,
never
that's
forget
how
the Lord of the Rings one should have ended.
The artist, the art, or the animator
Talk
or
about a
whatever
terrible
has
movie.
always got like a comical spin on
that's how Lord of the
how
Rings
certain things should have ended. So he did
terrible.
Just somebody proclaiming to be
Guys.
Batman.
he did how the Spideyverse should have ended, and the
In
new,
pre-production.
the new Spider-Man one, the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse, yeah.
And so at the very end, instead he goes to a different multiverse and he's inside the superhero cafe with Batman and Superman and a bunch of other superheroes. It's an ongoing gag
That's
that the guy
stupid,
does.
Randall.
Okay.
And the Batman's always like he always goes on Batman. And then he goes I don't like how all these Spider-Man can hang out with all these other Spider-Man in multiverse. I'm gonna go do the same thing. And he goes to the artist makes all the Batmans that have existed, and then all they keep doing is saying, "No, I'm Batman. No, I'm Batman. No, I'm Batman. I'm the one that says
argue with
I'm the one that says
They're
I'm
doing the
Batman.
Spider-Man thing where they're pointing at each other.
I'm the one that says I'm Batman."
That's
Freaking
that's kinda
hilarious.
That's so dumb. Can we just talk about the back doors they put into comics? It just made me think.
Back
like,
doors.
Yeah, like well,
One hell
you
of a segue.
Yeah, right. Well, he got me thinking with the multiverse thing. Like, oh man, we really screwed this up.
New
Let's
universe.
just reboot it.
New universe.
I've still got more Adepticon stuff I want to talk
Let's
about.
hear it.
Let's
We're
go,
running out of
man.
time because we got to talk some movies too.
There's speculation on the Castellan getting nerfed, like post Adepticon. Right.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. It's
No,
been wrecking for a long
no,
time.
it has been. I think they're going to cap its invuln save. Or in fact, I think they're going to cap its all Knight's invuln saves.
At what?
4 out of 4.
4? Well, okay.
So
well,
like
I mean, but it's,
so you can't stack rotate ion shields with ion bulwark.
but is that? I don't think that's what people are doing though.
Yeah,
yeah, it is.
they
Are
absolutely
they?
are.
Because I
Yeah.
thought they
Oh,
were
yeah.
taking. I thought they were taking Call's Wrath. Well, I guess you could do
doing both.
multiple.
No, ion bulwark is a warlord trait.
Ew.
That's how you do both.
Ew.
What do you guys think about this? I
Hero,
think
Tony.
I'm thinking of the one save.
stratagems. I really think need to be limited to your warlords faction. And the same with
Yeah.
relics, and obviously warlord traits.
See,
I don't
now-
think you should be able to go outside of that.
I don't have a big disagreement with that. I think I agree. However, they were like, hey, no seismic changes are coming. So I don't think
I
that's,
don't know if that's seismic though. Like,
I think it is.
Yeah, that's a
I
pretty
think that
seismic
could
change.
be.
I
but
think that
that's
is an
not-
enormous change.
That's a fundamental change.
But when I hear
agree on
seismic
this.
changes, I interpret that as things that are going to be difficult to implement. You know what I mean? So like reworking deep strike.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? Like totally reworking something in the rule book. Like this is just a further clarification of how things are shared between
You're
detachments.
talking about maybe a fundamental change, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
fundamental doesn't necessarily
But
have to be
I-
seismic.
Stratagems
but
are
I-
a core part of the game, and that'd
I was
be
about
a
to say,
big
but
change.
I would view that maybe as
Right,
a fundamental change.
But a
just
fundamental
me.
change would be
That's just me.
also the command point structure,
That's
right?
just Brad.
The by that I
I
mean
almost dabbed.
by that I mean
almost
the
dabbed?
Almost dabbed.
Almost got
yeah,
him.
the
no,
benefits.
can't.
So
Yeah.
going from
Not
3
can't.
to 5, like that was a fundamental change, but it wasn't seismic, right?
Joel said
It had
going to 5
seismic
points.
impact. I don't know. I'm playing
No.
semantics, I guess.
Right. I mean, I think it's. I don't think we're going to
Is
see
guard already
anything
5
really big and really
No,
important
4.
like that.
I
just don't.
think
I thought
that
they were
that's-
We'll get some tweaks, but it's not going to be anything
5.
that's like absolutely huge.
And,
I really think- I think
the other
these guys are having a
small
conversation.
guys
Go ahead.
went to 4, right?
Who did?
Joel said guard going to 5 points.
Joel's a liar, and I hate him for it. They don't do points in the big FAQs, Joel. Do you
I mean,
even read?
that's not true.
They've done a little bit.
They've
Do
done
you
a little
read,
bit,
bro?
but it's not going to be as something as small as Guardsman. But Castellan, on the other hand,
I really don't
It could
think
go
they
up to
should
about
touch
700 points.
I don't think they need to do points.
I'm not saying that I think they should.
I think points is the bad way to go.
You,
with
you
a
definitely
Castellan.
don't need to two-handed nerf it. Just
No, I know.
do
I-
one thing at a time.
I've got mixed feelings about it
Like,
because
they just did 2
I kind of
back-to-back
agree with
cultist
you. I
nerfs.
don't think really upping their points cost is going to do much. But if cultists are going to be 5 points a model, I think guardsmen should too. So I'm kind of like
I think they're two different
I agree
things.
with you, and I
They're two different.
No,
We're talking about the
Castellans-
Castellans.
Castellans
I know.
are they're teetering in a very, very
If you don't change the core
Close
rules,
point.
it's still worth 800 points.
yeah. Now the thing is, it's
Might still be worth 1,000 points.
they need to fix relics.
Because Castellans, if you increase the points too much, no one's going to take it anymore at all.
Well, yeah.
And then you hurt night
obviously,
players.
okay, if
you hurt night players.
I think if it goes up to like 750, I don't think you'd see much of it. But the thing is, it's still incredibly potent. It can really delete nearly anything that it wants.
Oh,
to.
yeah.
if they don't
absolutely.
change the rules, the core rules on it at 750, you'll still see it.
I mean, possibly. I mean, it's
Because
just
you literally
maybe.
so many armies in the
you drop
game.
a wyvern from the LVO list.
So many armies in the
Yeah.
game, and so many army builds just can't deal with a toughness 8, 24 wound model.
I think it's
with a
got
3 up.
28.
20. Yeah, I mean, I was meaning knights in general.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean,
With a
e-
3-up
even-
invuln.
Yeah, with
3-up
a 3-up
invuln is a
invuln.
big
The 3-up
problem.
invuln is the real trouble. It's just a problem. So I think capping it at a 4-up invuln would help a lot. It
Yeah.
would be a big step in the right direction.
I mean, you wouldn't have to worry about 3-up invulnerable knights, which I think is honestly fair, especially since they've capped invulns for a lot of stuff. I mean, look at the Demons Codex. They capped that invuln stratagem at a 4-up.
Invulns
So I think
aren't
that'd be
good for the
perfectly-
game in general, especially when they're on huge models
up,
like
Eli?
that.
I don't agree
You know what I
with
think they
that.
could
I
do?
don't think invulns are
What if they
inherently
make
bad
demons?
for the game, but
Fearless again. That'd be great.
that'd be awesome.
Definitely
Not
not
what we're
doing it with
talking
the big
about.
FAQ.
No. They're definitely not doing it at all this edition. I mean, I think leadership is one of the biggest problems this edition.
Yeah, Joel's talking about the new
we're-
that other podcast, touching on adjusting points being counterproductive for the game in general.
I think we're to a point where adjusting points isn't where we need to go anymore. I think things are pretty much, for the most part,
Well, we
correctly
need to fix
pointed.
rules, right? That's
yeah.
that's the ultimate issue. I mean, I think I see. I would still argue some things need to drop, like Space Marines, just because with all the points drops we've gotten over this span of 8th edition, and they are still untouched.
Yeah, but
That's-
to me,
that's a
that's
problem.
intentional.
Well,
I think they're leaving.
Oh,
them out.
yeah, that's
The,
intentional. They, for some reason, they think they're fine at 13 points.
No, I think they're just trying to kill them slowly.
The thing about
well, but they're not doing
adjusting
the
points cost is
right, but they don't have primaries.
you might look at the game overall and be
Yeah,
like,
I know.
okay, yes, this is fine. Like these units are in a good place. But then you come over here and you start dropping points on these things, and it makes them better, and it changes them.
Mm-hmm.
So this thing that you thought was fine and balanced has changed because you've changed something else.
Essentially
Yeah.
got worse.
Yeah, exactly. So now you need to look at adjusting its power level, in various ways, be that through
game-
rules or
the game
through
is-
its points value.
The game is so big is that when one thing changes the meta and gets nerfed, that something else can creep in and
Other
kinda
things
take
rise
that-
to power.
Take
Well,
that
yeah.
spot.
That's why we
like-
don't want to whack-a-mole anymore.
Yeah. Well,
take a look
They've
at
gone
some-
somewhat away
the
from
It happens in
Castellan is,
Magic all the time, but they're usually
Yeah.
considerably slow at making ban decisions.
Right.
So, there's been a problem with one card for like the last 3 months, but they said they're not going to do anything with it because that this pattern has showed up in Magic before, and the meta change.
The meta will adapt to
Will
it.
adapt to it. I've seen a lot of the times, like with at least early on when the codexes first started coming out, they were just changing things really
Yeah,
fast.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I was
guard.
right at the forefront.
Like
yeah.
guard 3 times.
A week later,
you-
my codex was totally different.
When you look at something as big as the Castellan, when you go and you
When it's in 10% a list at an event like the LVO.
Now, when you take this model, which it has such a devastating impact on the game that it's in, and it's in a lot of games, when it's at that big of a showing at events like these, and it has the record that it does, you literally have to build your list like, okay, how do I handle a Castellan? It's not if I come up against it, it's when.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're going to play against this thing. So then say GW comes over and they nerf it, and then it falls out of flavor. That's going to bring a lot of things out of the woodwork that people are just like, I can't bring this because the Castellan exists.
That's fair too.
So there are going to be things that
You
come
heard,
back.
Did you hear that episode where they were talking about the Turvagons? There's like a tier
yeah.
list with a bunch of Turvagons.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Castellans invalidate it totally.
Yeah, because they can just remove 2 Turvagons a turn.
And that's
Well,
a problem.
I don't think that's a problem with the Castellan though. I think that's ultimately a problem with this edition because there is
That's
a
one
lot of
model.
Well, Tyranid
I-
bugs
I
just need
get
to be
ya.
harder to kill in general.
But there, I mean, look at the new Havocs that are coming out. For instance, I would not be shocked whatsoever to see a squad of Havocs with las cannons kill a Turbogon 1 turn.
Well, no, I guess I wouldn't either.
Like-
but that's why I'm saying like Tyrannid bugs just need to be harder to kill in
but
general.
per capita,
Well,
point for
we
point,
need-
aren't the Havocs more expensive than a? I know they're not more expensive than a
I'm talking
Castellan.
about unit by unit, right?
Yeah,
but they probably are. But I want to say point for point, you get more firepower out of them simply just because you don't get as much durability, but you get a strength 9 shot per guy. You know,
Right.
And I'm also not saying that Tyranids are bad because they're not. It's
No, I
just
know.
they're
changed.
monsters. Their monstrous creatures are weak.
Well, yeah, it's I mean,
comparatively speaking. Well, anything without an invuln save that's
Yeah.
a high priority target is
yeah.
comparatively weak.
yeah. I
You
mean,
know, the
even
same thing with tank commanders. Like those have just started to now kind of come
Yeah,
back
they've
with the
been
points drop.
they've been coming back a lot, especially in ITC because of the change to how you score.
Mm-hmm.
Because previously, if you killed a tank commander, you could score multiple objectives.
That's right.
You could be like, I killed a character, I killed a warlord, whatever, blah blah blah, whatever the stacking things were. But they implemented a new rule where
They don't stack.
you can't score multiple things. You can score one at a time. So now a single tank commander isn't yielding 6 points to your
Yeah.
opponent.
just because we were just talking about both of them, how many points is a Turbigon?
He's north of 200.
Yeah. Another thing that should go down.
Well, I want to say they were
They
like
should be-
262 at the start of the edition.
Oh, okay.
They're extremely.
They're probably like
expensive.
230 now.
I mean,
but
Haru specs was
Like-
289
see, that's
for
just too,
Haru specs.
Haru spec? That's
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
No.
It doesn't have an invuln save.
No.
No, it's not good. Period.
It's a melee only creature. Well, I mean, I would run those things for like 120 points. Sure,
well,
no
yeah,
problem.
right. Yeah, of course. But no, I'm.
Don't forget
well,
to watch the
Turbigon
Flat
should be
Earth
just south of
Fridays
200 points. Not,
playlist.
what do you say?
He's
Uh,
recommending that YouTube channel he tagged me in earlier.
the Tin Hat Tuesdays.
Tinfoil Tuesdays, and they got
He
Flat
said
Earth Fridays.
Flat Earth Fridays.
Is that like an actual YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's a guy debunking debunkers.
Oh, okay. The debunkers.
Joel
That's another
says
guy
that
I like.
Castellans are definitely a problem. Castellans are definitely a problem because they invalidate at least half of every codex out there.
I mean, with Castellans existing, I'm really surprised to see that guy with the Space Marine list, that ran Kill Shot, make it.
Yeah, oh, yeah, no
make
kidding,
it in
right.
top 10.
No
like
kidding.
that's
Well, the thing is,
really
the core of his list is to get rid of the infantry, right? And there's only one Castellan, so he's going to kill 2 predators. He's going to kill a repulsor and a predator, per turn.
Well, that guy didn't
He could
beat the
also-
other guy,
he
right?
could
The
also-
Space Marine player didn't end up beating the Castellan
no, but he
guy
still
anyway.
made the top
No,
8.
Yeah, no, I get
He
you.
could
I
he
would
could
be-
also just have dodged Castellans all day.
He totally could have. You're right.
It's not likely.
Mathematically, I don't think
It's not
he could've.
likely.
If they're in 10% of lists,
10%,
Right, but those
I mean,
10% of list probably also did in the top 20%.
I mean, it's
that's fair.
It's
Maybe
still,
not.
it's
Maybe
still
not.
totally
well,
possible.
obviously he played him near the end, but maybe he dodged him early. It's like that's why he did well.
Right,
Well,
sure,
maybe.
sure.
Maybe, yeah.
Either that or maybe he played one early with
Got
a less
lucky
competent
and-
player.
yeah, and won, and then
There were 700 players, so like you're bound to run into some guys that aren't necessarily.
And what was it, like 100 knights?
There's 80 Castellans. There were
80
there
Castellans
were
alone?
hundreds of knights.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
are we up to movie time?
Yeah, let's talk.
We got about
movies, man.
5 minutes.
Yeah, we could switch over.
So,
We
so
got
a
lots of
big
minutes
release
before
this
you
week
can
was Us.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a
Didn't see
movie
it.
came out this weekend, this past weekend. Me and Tim saw it.
Not together because
No.
Jake was like,
I'm trying to get back in
excuse me.
time.
Jake's like,
It was,
I'm not
Tim
going
and I.
anywhere in the public eye with you, Tim.
No. I was,
Can you blame him?
I was in Cincinnati
blame
this
him at all.
weekend, and I wanted to get back in time Sunday to watch it, but I did not, so I watched it today. It was a very interesting movie. I would say when it comes to horror flicks,
Hey,
it
Noel's
was
on YouTube. Hi, Noel.
It was a very original horror flick, so kudos to that. I really liked the originality behind it.
What would you give it? Rank it. Out of 10.
I would say a solid 7.
I can live with that.
A solid 7.5 maybe. There's a lot of good. The originality, the acting, I would even say like it was shot very well. There was just like small things that just added up that just kind of brings the points down.
I just want to point this out real quick, and those of you who know me will completely understand what I'm talking about. I have a very original colon. It's not good.
No, I would say maybe you have a unique one.
Listen,
I would
this
say you
movie was not The
and not
Last
very-
Jedi.
I know.
So-
I'm just saying that originality isn't
Eli
necessarily a
wants to
good
know,
thing.
is it a
Because
horror
if
or
it's
a
an original
thriller?
idea and it's a bad idea, it's still bad.
I would
a
call it
horror
more of a
film or
thriller.
thriller.
It was
I would say more of a thriller. It wasn't
It's-
horrifying and
Yeah, I don't know. It was more of a horror film than Get Out was.
yeah, I guess that's fair.
There was a lot more bloodshed.
There's definitely a
Was it
clear
a-
antagonist in this film.
Was it a really gory movie?
No, not really.
Nah,
Oh,
there's
okay.
parts of it that were.
Okay.
It was tasteful gore. So like
Okay, no,
when
that's
it
that's
mattered, you know,
great. That's great.
Nobody had anything squirting out. And, like,
No,
No, I
there was
think-
one.
I
There was
think-
one scene that there's.
but now the one scene was
It was
pretty
impactful.
yeah, it was pretty gut wrenching. I thought that was very well done.
Yeah, I thought so too.
You're like, oh my god.
I thought the acting was really good. I thought the original story that was told, I really liked. I thought it was a cool concept.
So
I like
give me.
Get Out.
I literally know nothing about this movie because I saw it and I was like, that's creepy.
There's not
it's
much
weird.
we can
I
tell
don't-
you without
I
spoiling
don't
it.
think I want to watch it.
No, I'll wait
give
for it
me
to come
okay.
out.
Give me a synopsis, like a premise, like what is this movie?
Can you do it without?
Without
I don't
giving
know.
it, it
So
is
the-
very
So
mysterious.
so the trailer sets it up. Like if you watch the trailer, that's all the intrigue you'll need to see it without spoiling anything.
Okay.
Basically, a family is on summer vacation, and there's
A series of coincidences start to unfold.
Yeah, and then there's a family outside their house in the middle of the night, and they break into the house, and it's them. It's carbon copies of them acting very terrifying.
Something's off.
And then
Okay.
that's all the trailer shows you.
Okay.
Well, and then they show you some cut scenes where people are like freaked out and have blood on them, so you know that some stuff's about to go down. But I think it's worth watching.
I
don't
agree. I
It's
agree.
okay. I didn't watch much of the trailers, but that
Okay.
sounds interesting.
I don't think.
I feel like it gets in its way a little bit. You know, I feel like they were trying to be so clever that some of the things,
There's just small holes that
and
just
they
added
may have been
together.
edited out too. Some of the things that would have
That's
made it a little
true.
more logical. You know, like maybe the original story.
There could have been a lot more scenes that explain things better that they just cut out of the movie.
Yeah,
no,
it's not the Last Jedi.
I
It's
do.
worth a watch.
I do want to watch it, but I'm gonna wait for it to come on on like
I tell you what,
video
man, it's like,
because I'm not
DVD.
VHS.
extreme.
But,
it's worth munching
you
some
might wait a while.
popcorn. I'll tell you what, it's
I
worth the drive home. Saying, what the hell did we just watch? I would say that it is worth that.
okay. I mean, there's a lot of movies coming out.
I
wanna
wouldn't go see it again.
Yeah,
in
see,
theaters, but-
Yeah,
I don't.
I'm not mad.
I don't want to waste my ticket. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I wasted a ticket on seeing Captain Marvel. Like the only
now
bonus
I
about
enjoyed-
seeing
I
that.
like- I like this more than Captain
did
Marvel.
I did not feel like I wasted my time seeing Captain Marvel.
I enjoyed the movie.
I liked
I
this
did
more.
think-
I liked this more than Captain Marvel.
Okay, well, cool.
Adam
Cool,
said
but
the same thing. He's like, better than Captain Marvel.
That's funny.
Man, why does everyone hate
the
it so
most?
much?
The most enjoyment I got out of seeing Captain Marvel was literally going with you guys. Like if I went by myself, I probably would have been less happy at the end of the
Yeah,
movie.
I
Just
get it.
because, like I don't think
Captain Marvel was an enjoyable experience to just kind of munch popcorn to.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't.
I
a
feel
huge,
like that's the
I think my
defense people
expe-
use for me with The Last Jedi. They're like, oh, you don't like fun movies. Like,
But your
Was
expectations
not
are
a
too
fun
high.
movie.
No, I think it's.
I
like,
did not have expectations.
I had expectations for The Last Jedi. I had expectations for Captain Marvel, and I think they were.
I didn't have any for Captain
they were
Marvel.
not met.
Yeah, I didn't.
I mean,
It was as hollow as I expected, but there were.
they
it
shouldn't be
was-
upset.
Well, no, I can't be upset because it met my expectations. I knew it was going to be
no, I
an
get-
agenda film, and
Well,
How
I mean,
was
and
it
that's
an agenda? I don't
go back and
understand.
watch it, man. Like, what's her power?
we got 2 minutes.
What's her power,
So
though?
cannot discuss this.
Yeah, it's-
And she is
Not-
literally.
Where
Not-
I don't go
not-
into
She is
everything
literally-
in my life thinking, man,
I wish.
I hope there's no politics
wait, hold
here.
on. Not
I
everyone-
wish I could do that. I so wish I could, but
Why
everything.
can't you?
Well, it's like one of those things. Once you see it, like once you understand that it exists, it just permeates everything you.
Because and most of the time they're not only necessarily disagreeing with you, they're slapping you in the face.
I know this kind of
So
probably looks bad to a bunch
real
of white
quick,
guys
real quick,
on podcast.
real quick. The new Handmaid's Tale series, right? The new season coming out. The commercial.
I haven't seen the.
You haven't seen the trailer. You haven't seen the. I don't watch the show, but I did see the trailer because it came out on a commercial.
it's a
when I was watching
different
Hulu.
show. You should watch it.
That's fine, but the show literally is a slap in the face towards conservatives, and I just know that.
absolutely.
I just know that by
Absolutely.
watching the trailer because they keep saying it's morning again in America. You know what that was?
Yeah.
That was Ronald Reagan's re-election slogan.
Was his re-election or first election?
Re-election. His first election was.
Are you sure? No, it was his first one because it was talking about how it was basically trying to overthrow Carter.
Really? Because I thought
That's why it's morning again. Like there's a new hope.
Stealing
for
Well,
America.
well, I thought it was a continuation because I thought his first one was similar to Make America Great Again.
Tony.
He used that at one point, but I don't think that was ever a major
Really?
slogan.
I know
he
which
used
one?
it.
Which one? It's Morning
Shazam
Again,
looks
or?
terrible.
No,
The,
I think it looks
Make
good.
America
Great.
I think
Oh,
it
it's
looks
funny.
good.
Okay.
I
Looks
think
funny.
it looks.
So was it his first
like
one or second
if you
one?
I don't remember. Well, I wasn't
if you
there,
look at
but
it in the
don't-
scope that it's
Well,
supposed to
neither
look
would I,
at
but you're the one
as
with the
like
computer.
a comical
Oh yeah.
kind of parody of
That's
superhero
fine.
movies.
That's
It looks
fine.
great.
That's what
There's a-
Deadpool is, though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, kind of,
Deadpool's
yeah.
great, but there's a scene where he's in the gas station or inside the convenience store part, and there's a supervillain, and his friend's like, "Oh my god, supervillain!" So he's like freaking out because he's a kid. He grabs a Batman doll, and then the doll has like a motion sensor, and it says, "I'm Batman." He's like,
Yeah.
"Get him, Batman!" And he throws it at the supervillain.
Yeah.
Jake's on the Batman kick
He
tonight.
walks into like
I
convenience
will
store
never
because he's
not
suddenly like
laugh at "I'm Batman."
he's suddenly like a grown man and walks
You're
up to
laughing.
the counter of this guy. He's like, "Hi, well, I'd like one of your finest beers, please."
What's his power?
he's,
So
he's
the
Superman
power of-
basically. He's
the
like
power
he's
of Shazam is
bulletproof
like-
and-
It transcends the person that has the power. So like he's like,
So it's
this,
like the Green Lantern. It
kind of this kid
goes
is
to
given the
different people.
power of Shazam. So
did he name himself?
no, he did not. He
Yeah.
has to say Shazam to like transform into Shazam.
I might watch this movie now.
Oh, no,
I
dude,
wasn't
it's-
big on it, but it
So-
sounds
so-
hilarious.
So the
it's
kid-
actually it's gonna be really funny. It's
Yeah,
gonna.
I might watch
I'm
this.
gonna watch it because it's gonna be hilarious.
No, I might watch this.
And
I
it's
thought
gonna have a lot of natural comedy.
I thought it was actually supposed to be like a serious superhero
no, it's
movie,
not
Not
gonna
at
be a
all.
comedy.
but
Not
just
at all.
horrible comedy. But this actually sounds really funny. I think I might go see this. That sounds pretty good. I got 10:01,
Yeah, he did use "Let's Make America Great Again."
but that wasn't a slogan.
He used it. It was "Let's Make America Great Again," at least according to Wikipedia. Although sometimes they can
Yeah, Wikipedia can
retroactively
be-
put stuff back.
I've
Yeah.
never heard of Wikipedia being anything but clear, concise proof.
what else is coming out soon besides Endgame? Anything?
Pretty much. My
Yep,
son.
far from
My
home.
son's coming out before Endgame.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
hopefully
far enough
in the
before so
theater.
Sarah can.
Hopefully during Endgame.
Well, that's the
Steve
thing.
Rogers Roberts.
Yeah, if his son's born during the movie,
So
it's gonna
funny
be named
story.
Steve Rogers Roberts.
Funny story. We'll take the show out on this. We have a hospital bag for for the middle of the night trip to the hospital to deliver the child. We also have a Endgame movie bag. So if she goes into labor there, we've got this thing for her to bite down on.
Hey, you
That's
gotta,
a- that's
you
actually
gotta
a
be
bullet.
careful because Endgame is
It's actually a
whopping
bullet.
3
hours long.
and 2 minutes.
I was gonna say that.
Most people are in
I'm
labor
so
for more than
glad.
3 hours, so we're set. We'll
Look,
just go to the hospital. And
everyone's-
scream.
That's true. I mean,
She's
she
gonna
could just
sit
scream
there
the whole.
and like she's just gonna her water's gonna break in the chair and just sit in
All
it.
you're gonna
People,
hear.
people are gonna be like, "Shut up in front." She's
All you're gonna
wailing in
hear
labor
is
pain.
muffled. Like during the whole movie.
Some people are upset that it's 3 hours. I'm so happy.
Dude,
it's
I
3
I'm- I don't
hours.
am
care.
so excited. For
I don't
it.
care.
Yeah.
You're looking at someone who
you're
sat
telling-
through
you're
the Lord of the
telling-
Rings movies.
You're
all
literally
the,
telling
through in the
telling
theater.
like,
I don't care.
the very
fine.
climactic part of the
A lot of these
whole
characters are
MCU
gone.
so
Yeah.
The
far.
A lot
culmination
of them are
of
gone.
22 films.
Yeah, right.
So this
It's okay.
Together.
This
Unpopular
movie needs to
opinion
be
here,
big.
I'm upset that it's not 6 hours.
All right.
We should have an
That's
intermission
not
and come
an
back for the
unpopular opinion on this podcast.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We had great participation. Do this every week.
Yes. No, this was an awesome episode 37. You guys made it
I hate
amazing.
you so much. All right, guys. We'll be back next week.
Good
Same
episode.
Batman channel.
I'm Batman.
All right, guys. We love you.
We
Thank
are
you.
Batman.
Turn that off, Jake. Bye. Bye.